So what I want to do in this video is just kind of show like what techniques I use to make the bass sound more like a synth bass or a synthesized instrument, as opposed to just sounding like a regular bass guitar. And if you're watching the video, drop a comment so I can shout you out. I really can't see the chat, so I just want to say what's up. Dave Wiggins, scamming at work, make it quick. All right, man, I'll get right into it. That's funny. You need to be working, man. But yeah, so on bass, if you play bass, probably you do if you're watching this. So the typical sound of a bass guitar, it's a very distinct instrument. It can be very punchy. It can kind of cut through a mix. It has a very distinct sound as a bass, so you recognize it as such immediately once you hear it. But you can also, without using like external effects or signal processing and stuff like that, just off of using technique, you can get the instrument to sound like different things. One of my favorite things to do when I'm playing is to make the bass sound like a synthesizer. If you check out like a lot of like Jay Dilla stuff, or even like some of the later things about like Robert Glasper, Kendrick Lamar, and you listen to what the bass players on those records are doing. Well, Jay Dilla, he used the actual synth on a lot of stuff that he did, but you can kind of get that sound, and you kind of hear it, especially like on a lot of Robert Glasper records with Derek Hodge on bass. You can kind of hear him taking that approach. Same thing with like a lot of Kendrick Lamar stuff. You can, like a lot of the bass sounds in there, you can kind of get that sound without even using so many effects. But let's get into it. So basically, on any bass, what you're going to try to do is manipulate like your pickup controls and your tone to get the bass to sound like a synth. On this Fender bass, I have a knob here that cuts the high end out. So what I normally do is start by bringing that down. So if it's all the way up, I kind of have just a straight punchy bass sound. Once I cut it, it's already starting to mute those frequencies. Also, on this particular bass, you have two pickups. The one in the back kind of has more of a direct, mid-rangey, punchy sound. The one in the front is a little bit more low end and a little bit more full sounding. So I usually try to turn the volume down on this pickup, so I'm relying more on the lower frequencies that this pickup is gathering from the string. So let's hear how that sounds. So that's already like pretty low, as opposed to, if you have both pickups already on. Again, that's just a more conventional bass sound. So going back, so I usually cut my highs down. I'll cut this back bridge pickup. I'll turn that down, and I'll rely on this pickup. Then as far as my hands, just see if I got any more comments in there. Thanks, Ralph, for sharing. Emiliano, what's up, man? Thank you, man. I appreciate you watching, man. But getting back into what I was saying, so with my hand technique, where you actually play with your right hand on the bass has like a major effect on the sound that you get. So if you listen to like a bass player like Jaco Pastorius, he'll kind of play back here, and he'll get that real pulsating, just real percussive kind of just driving sound. You hear like a Marcus Miller, he'll kind of be a lot of times he has that guard over his pickups, so he's kind of up in here, and that's a little bit different sound. For what I'm doing, I like to play up here because you get a lot of just like sub frequencies from the bass. So if you can hear the difference in that, and I hope y'all can hear the bass okay. If you can't hear something, drop a comment and let me know so I can make an adjustment on my end. But yeah, let me see. Okay, that's what's up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, but when I'm trying to go for a lower synth bass kind of sound, I'm like up here, and that gives you a lot of like sub frequencies, like just a lot of low end tone. So that kind of sounds almost like a synth, just because it doesn't have as many of the other frequencies that define your sound as a bass guitar. And from there, what I'll do is use my left hand to kind of incorporate like some hammer-ons and pull-offs and just different techniques to kind of emulate the way a keyboard player would play bass. And so when you start getting in this part of it, it's kind of important to just kind of check out, are you using pedals? Thanks, mate. Actually, I'm not using pedals. This is, I'm explaining how to get the bass guitar to sound like a synthesizer without using pedals, just using your hands. So what I was explaining just now is how, like, once you kind of manipulate the bass to get as much low-end frequency out of it as you can, then where you play on the neck actually has an effect. So I play up here to get a lot of the sub bass frequencies that the bass naturally produces. I play up here to pull that sound out of it above like the mid-range and the high-end sounds. So I kind of get this sound just by simply playing in this range of the instrument with my right hand, just up above the neck. Now, to really kind of be authentic with it, what you want to do is definitely check out like everything Stevie Wonder did in the 70s. You could just start with that and just listen to the way he approached playing bass from the perspective of a keyboardist and pay attention to his phrasing. And from there, you can start getting ideas on like what to actually do on the instrument to just mimic what a keyboard player would do. All right, on Dave. Thanks for tuning in, man. You can definitely catch the playback. It'll be up on the page. But anyway, getting back into what I was saying. So definitely like check out a cat like Stevie Wonder. Anybody that plays like really good synth bass. I think Greg Fillinganes is another one. Bernie Worrell from Parliament Funkadelic, and just check out like their phrasing. You know, just stuff like that. Like techniques that, like those kind of trills that mimic like the modulation wheel on the synthesizer. So once you kind of understand, and I don't want to get too in depth because I don't want this video to be too long, but once you kind of get that kind of understanding of like the types of scale patterns and techniques that a synthesizer actually produces, then you can kind of get that sound on the instrument yourself using like, you know, just a lot of different left hand techniques. One I like to use is just kind of trilling between two notes, kind of like that. And then a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. So that kind of thing, as opposed to just a more conventional way of playing the bass, where it's like that's definitely like bass guitar, type of sound, and that definitely has its place. But when you're actually going for more synthesized sound, the way you hear like a synth bass player, like their attack is more legato and the notes kind of flow together. So I'll use more hammer-ons and pull-offs to kind of emulate that. So that's that part of it. And what I wanted to do is kind of just demonstrate this technique with some actual music. I was working with a guy over in Israel between yesterday and today, and he had sent me this track. It's a hip-hop based track, and he sent this to me and asked me to come up with some bass for it. And he had actually had a synth bass part in there, but he wanted me to embellish on it and just kind of create something. Shout out to Dora Guzman out of Israel for sending me the track. Definitely check him out here on Facebook as well. His link is in the description of the video. But yeah, so he gave me this piece of music here, and I'm gonna play it. And I'll actually play like his synth part if I can get it open here. So you kind of hear like the synthesized bass that he actually has in the track. And so when I heard it, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I take that kind of tone and that character of an instrument, but bring some personality to it as a bass guitarist. So I took the track and kind of just started messing around with it, just doing the things that I explained in the video, just manipulating the bass so it's producing as much low end and sub bass frequencies as possible. So I'll play around with it and just kind of let you guys hear how I approach just making the bass sound like a synthesizer in an actual musical playing situation. So you can kind of see what I'm doing there. Mainly relying on my left hand to kind of create like the feel of a keyboardist, just kind of gliding across multiple notes, like that kind of stuff, and using my right hand to play in this range of the instrument, bringing out most of the sub bass, low end frequencies. Again, if you're just tuning in, before doing those two things, I also turned down this pickup on the bass, the bridge pickup, that kind of eliminates a lot of that mid-range and the kind of nasal sound that the bass can produce. And I turned down my high-end frequencies as well. So whatever bass that you're playing, you can definitely control those frequencies, and you can always select like what pickup you want to use and how much volume from each pickup you want to have. So those are just a couple things that I do. If anybody's like looking at this and got any questions on how I'm doing this, feel free to drop a comment, and I can definitely respond while we're all on here. Thanks for all the likes, everybody that's liking. Also, please share the video and repost it wherever you can. I'd really appreciate that. It's definitely helping me out. I'm also streaming this on YouTube as well. So I'm doing a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, definitely check me out over there. I'll put the link in the comments once I'm done. But it's basically Brandon Meeks Music on YouTube. You can find me over there. I do a live stream every Monday night from the Chatterbox, so I'll be there. So if you guys are online around 9 o'clock tonight, check me out over on YouTube doing a live stream from the Chatterbox. It'll be myself, Rob Dixon, Sleepy Floyd, who also plays with me in Native Son. He'll be on drums, Stephen Jones, and like we be down there cooking, y'all. So y'all definitely want to check that out if you're online tonight and want to watch something. Trying to think of anything else I got going on. I was trying to wait and see if anybody had a question before I got off of here. 1 second, y'all. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to learn how to play bass, just hit me up. You can message me right here on Facebook, and we can definitely talk about doing some lessons online. I basically do it through video chat, so if you want to use like FaceTime, we can use Messenger, Skype, Google Hangouts, any of that. But if you want to learn how to play bass, just reach out to me. My email is brandon@brandonmeeksmusic.com, or you can just use Messenger here on Facebook and contact me. I'm also doing recordings for just anybody that needs some bass on their song. So if you want to talk to me about that, definitely reach out. Same email, brandon@brandonmeeksmusic.com, or you can message me here on Facebook and just let me know like what kind of song you have, and we can kind of talk about just getting it going. But I can basically just record from where I am and email it to you or send it to you, however. So yeah, that's definitely something I would love to do if that's something that you need help with. Yeah, so far it doesn't look like we have any questions. I see Austin Douglas in the chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you leaving a comment. See Tone, is that Foltz? I don't know if he's still watching, but I appreciate you tuning in. Everybody that tuned in. Oh, what's up, Axel? Hi there. Thanks. I appreciate you tuning in. How you doing? Hope everything's going well with you. Again, before I cut off the video, does anybody have any questions on how to make the bass sound like a synthesizer? I'll wait a couple seconds. Awkward silence. I might turn on some music. I guess that's it then. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. Again, check me out tonight on YouTube. I'll be doing a live stream from my show at the Chatterbox. It's a weekly thing that I do. So I definitely want you guys to check that out as well. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace, y'all.
Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Meeks. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to hit the bell icon so that you'll know anytime I drop a new video. If you want to learn how to play bass guitar, reach out to me at brandon@brandonmeeksmusic.com. I'm offering online bass lessons through Google Hangouts, Skype, or FaceTime. Beginner to advanced is welcome. If you're a fellow artist, producer, or singer, songwriter, and you have a song that needs some live bass on the track, please reach out to me as well. Love to hear what you're working on and just try to help you get some live bass that sounds good. So reach out to me at brandon@brandonmeeksmusic.com and we can get started. If you want to support my channel and just help me keep growing, reach out to me on Patreon and become a patron. I have some really good exclusives that I know you'll enjoy, so please reach out to me and we can get going with that. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.